Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? How's your day been? Hey, look, I'm here. I told you salad week this week, so I'm here to show you how to make another salad. Now, I'm taking a tip from yesterday's recipe to chop up my lettuce to start off with today. So come and join me as I show you how to make the most amazing Caesar salad in your Thermomix. Now, I'm going to come back to the recipe in a second because yesterday I learned how to chop lettuce in my Thermomix. Now, it might sound like a super easy thing, but I want to show you this trick because it is amazing. So I'm just going to go start cooking. Yes, I just wanted to quit whatever the other active recipe was. I think the kids just made oats, coconut, and something biscuits, so that would have been what that was. All right, let me just go home. Now, I've saved my recipe up there in the bookmark. Do say hi if you're watching on today, by the way. So, what do? We're going to put into the Thermomix 200 grams of lettuce. Not too much more, because if you put too much more in, it's going to have trouble chopping it nicely. So, I've got my cos lettuce. I'm going to chop it in quarters. So I'm going to cut it down the center from top to bottom. I know that sounds a bit odd, doesn't it? So we do this. Top to bottom. And then quarters. Because that's the way the recipe yesterday said to chop it. And you know what? It was a really good chop. The kids loved it and everything. So then I've gone through the center that way. Okay, let's see how much it weighs. 130. We'll probably put another quarter in. We loved the recipe last night. The whole family really did enjoy that recipe last night, which was a bit of a win for us. That'll do. Okay, so how do you chop salads in your Thermomix? You go speed 4 and no more than 2 seconds at a go, okay? Bit of a rule there to remember. Any longer than 2 seconds and you're going to end up with a puree. So, 2 seconds on the timer. Always put that on because you'll only over chop a salad once, more maybe twice. Okay, speed 4. Manually doing this. Stop when it's done. I'm going to grab my oval thermoserver. Love this one for salads. It's amazing. Have a demo. You can get yourself one of these. And we're going to take that out. How good is that? All right, see if I can show you. Here it goes. Look at that. It's perfect. It's like torn lettuce leaves without having to do much. Okay, now I'm going to put the rest in. I don't need to weigh this. I know it'll be underneath my 200 grams. And also, if you find any really massive chunks that for some reason didn't get chopped the first round, just chuck them in the second round, but mine was okay. 2 seconds again, so we don't get carried away. Speed 4. You can see my bowl's still 40 degrees because I've just finished steaming chicken in here as well. There's been lots of stuff happening in our kitchen today. Do say hi if you're watching today, and if you know what you're having for dinner, do say hi and let us know. Look at that. Chopped lettuce in seconds. Alright, now the first part of this recipe, ordinarily, I didn't bring a spatula in, darn it, okay, hands it is. Alright, so the first part of this recipe normally has you steaming some eggs. Now I took it a step further and I wanted chicken to go with dinner, so I actually steamed chicken at the same time. So, have a look at the next steps. The first steps here says add 500 grams of water, insert your simmering basket, okay. Here's my simmering basket sitting on my thermoserver lid. Put in 4 large eggs. Now I did 7 because we like eggs. And then it says to insert the measuring cup and cook for 12 minutes. Alright, so you should have soft boiled eggs. If you want hard boiled, go for 20 minutes. Okay? Remove the simmering basket with the aid of the spatula and let them run under cold water. Didn't do that, so mine will be a little bit harder set, but I don't really mind. So, peel the eggs. Let's see what else it says. Chop the egg whites into small cubes and set aside. Preheat your grill, and then it wants you to put your bread, okay, onto the baking tray, and you're going to roast it with some oil. I'm actually skipping that. We're probably not going to do bread because we haven't got bread, and I need to make some gluten-free, so we're going to go without that. Okay, then it's got the lettuce, and it just says to weigh your chopped lettuce into a bowl. So that's why I wanted to chop it in my Thermomix. Add your croutons, place the jug on the mixing bowl lid, and, okay, here we go. This is where we want to pay attention. So now we're going to make our dressing. Normally it asks you to weigh 140 grams of oil into another container. We're not going to worry about that. The Thermomix will allow us to weigh it while it's mixing later. Okay, that's the beauty of the TM5 and the TM6. So, hang tight and remember we need 140 grams later on. Good afternoon, Kathy. Hey, Denise, how are you? Lovely to have you guys on. Stout dinner for stout. That sounds amazing. Stout tonight for dinner. All right, and lentil burgers. Sounds amazing, Kathy. That is so cool. Okay, so weigh on Place a jug on the mixing bowl, weigh 140 grams of olive oil. Now I'm going to use sunflower oil because I don't like the taste of olive oil in dressings. This one you can kind of get away with olive oil because you have so much parmesan that it carries that parmesan flavour. But if you ever want to make mayonnaise, please don't try and make mayonnaise on olive oil. It tastes wrong. But I'm going to use sunflower seed oil instead, okay? Doesn't really matter because the parmesan will carry that flavour. Set the jug aside. Okay, here we go. Now we need 150 grams, which is a fair amount of parmesan cheese. You know, parmesan is one of those key ingredients in a Caesar salad. You kind of can't skip it out. I presume you'd be able to make a vegan-friendly one with some, I've just lost the word I'm after, with nutritional yeast flakes. But it's not equal for equal. So do not put 150 grams in if you're doing vegan version. Don't try and do that, okay? You'll probably just want a tablespoon. It is beautiful though, and it kind of is pretty close to the real deal. Okay, we're nearly done. I'm going to just put the rest of my block in. How much have I got? Oh, look at that. Spot on. All right, next. On with the lid, and we're going to do this chop in two parts. It's going to chop down, and then we're going to remove some, and then we're going to chop some more. So, 5 seconds, speed 7. I'm going to put this little 100 grams aside. By the way, how cute are the new bowls in the mix shop? Got to earn them as consultants. Totally love them. So it says set the scales to 0, then use a spoon to remove 100 grams of parmesan. So we're wanting to go backwards. So when we're in a recipe, we can actually do this without going completely out. We can come up to our 3 little dots, and if you have a TM5, it's down the bottom in your little triangle. Go scales. Oh, I pushed the wrong thing. Hang on. Fat finger. Let's go again. Scales. There we go. Scales have come up. So they're saying they want us to now go back to negative 100. So off with the bowl, and it's got a bit of a rough chop, is what I'd call that there. So we want to just, I'm not going to scoop it out. I'm going to do that. What has it done? That's not how my maths works. Negative 300 and something. Well, we might be guesstimating shortly. That's okay too. It should be most of it, shouldn't it? Because I put 150 in. Alright, let's try this way. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing now. What would it have to be? You know what? Let's just take it all out. Go back to the step. Should have thought about this beforehand. Now, maths is not my strong point. I was never a maths teacher, okay? Alright, well, let's go. Set the scales to 0, then using a spoon, remove 100 grams of parmesan. So the scales will show negative 100. Well, no, we want, okay, so we just want 50 grams of parmesan in the bowl. I can do that. We want 100 out. Alright, that way we'll do. There we go. Nothing like showing how bad you are at maths on Facebook Live. That's why I have a Thermomix. Alright, insert the measuring cup, and we're going to mill down this last bit until it's super fine. 10 seconds, speed 10, off it goes. You can hear that that's come down to that really fine powder we're accustomed to with parmesan and the Thermomix. Add 100 grams of olive oil. Let me just show you what that looks like first. Maybe it was my lid that kind of stuffed that up earlier. Now I think about it. Look at that. It's probably my lid weight. Didn't take that off. Alright, let me grab my oil out. Okay. Oh, it has no sticker.
No, it does. No, it's not.
It does not have the sticker. Oh no, it's on the end. It's okay. I'm glad a child can tell me. There it is. Used to be on the side. Alright, 100 grams of oil. In it goes. Okay. Oh, 105 and a bit on the screen. It's alright, the screen doesn't mind. I will keep that out though, because I will need it again later. Okay. Next. Alright, 60 grams of anchovies. Now, don't let this stop you from making it. You can either be brave and use the anchovies, or you can just leave them out. Okay? Don't worry about it if you don't like them. Now, I've had anchovies in my drawer for a while. I'm going to use them. I went through a stage, I said I'm not going to look at them too hard, because they're not very nice to look at. Has anyone done that before? A bit ugly. Anyway, tuna mornay sounds amazing, Carissa, for dinner tonight, by the way. So let's see how much this is. Okay, apparently it says 60 grams of anchovies, fillets in oil drained. That's interesting. Mine was only 23. Never mind. Remember how I said I had some in the drawer? I got a second lot in the drawer that I've been wondering how I would ever use up. I don't know why I've got them. I don't know why I bought them, but... Oh, somebody's telling me something. What did I buy them for? Drawer. I bought them through COVID, I'm told. Alright, now it does say drain, so just make sure I just peel the end up and I just drain it, normally into the sink, but obviously I'm not in the sink area at the moment. So that means you're going to need 2 little packets, okay? For those of you who like anchovies. If you don't like them, give us a shout out if you do or don't like them in the chat. I'd love to know. Are you an anchovy lover or disliker? They are very unique. I'll give them that much. Alright. In they go. Let's see if we get close to our 50 grams. That'll do. Alright, next up. 3 cloves of garlic. I'm doing 3 of my little crushed garlic already. 1, 2, 3. Now it doesn't get cooked, so it's going to be quite garlicky. Alright, 2 teaspoons of mustard. I forgot my mustard. Oh no, here we go. We're all good. Alright. Sorry guys, my voice has had it by the end of the day these days. Alright, 2 teaspoons of mustard. And we've just got Dijon. It doesn't really specify, but I do presume that we're making kind of like a mayonnaise. So that normally would have me put Dijon into it. So, alright, next up, some lime juice to offset the flavouring in there. 3 tablespoons. That's a fair amount. That's about 60 grams. So I'm going to use what's left over from last night. And I'm going to use a whole new one as well. We have lime abundance on our trees at the moment, so that's good. So a decent amount of lime juice. Oh, by the way, what I should be doing is also using my spatula. If you've got a TM31 or a TM5, your really rigid spatula is perfect for juicing limes. You just push it down the side and spin it around as you go. Amazing. The TM6 one, I love the TM6 spatula, don't get me wrong, it's amazing, way better than this and scraping out the bowl, but it doesn't have that rigidness that's needed for that juicing. It really doesn't do as well of a job, okay? Okay, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I have forgotten to grab that out. One of my children might grab that for me. Worcestershire sauce out of the drawer, please. Some salt. Thought I went through and got everything out. Clearly not. 1/4 teaspoon, so not much. Remember, you've got salty anchovies in there. You've got salty parmesan. You really don't need much more. Some pepper. And now we're nearly done. Reserved egg yolks. Now I'm supposed to have got the egg yolks out of those eggs in there. Oh, thank you. You're amazing. Can you get me some eggs as well while you're there? And so 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire. By the way, you can make your own Worcestershire sauce. It's on the cookie dough. Haven't done it yet, but one day I will. Can I grab 2, please? Alright, now I'm going to completely ad-lib here. Now this could go either way, okay? So normally it tells you to take the yolks out of those boiled eggs, or steamed eggs. I'm going to do it myself. So I'm going to make like a mayonnaise myself. So totally now, going off recipe, this could go well or it might not. We'll see how it goes. So I'm putting whole eggs in. I'm putting 2, and these are just raw eggs. Okay. And now we need our 140 grams of oil, I presume is what comes next. I'm with my lid, and here we go. So 20 seconds, speed 7, give it a spin. Nearly done. Scrape down the sides with a spatula, insert the measuring cup, 1 minute, and then I love this. Across the bottom it says, meanwhile, follow the next step. It means there's something important I need to do, not walk away. So let's do this now. 1 minute. It says the next step says to pour the oil through the hole in the mixing bowl lid. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to pull out the scales though. I just can't talk over the machine at that speed. So I might actually turn it down to speed 4. So let's do that. So I want 140 grams. Bring up my scales. Now I want 140 grams. You will see it moving a little bit. Doesn't really matter. Close enough is good enough. to just see how I completely miss them. Let's try the other way. A little bit more than 140. That's right. I've got an extra egg in there. Should be okay, in theory. Alright, 20 seconds. It should be emulsifying through. There's a little above the measuring cup. I feel like I got oil everywhere there, but anyway, that's okay. It still worked, I reckon. Let's have a look. Pour the reserved oil slowly. We did that. Still coming out of the sides of the arms. Scrape down the sides with the spatula and then add 40 grams of water, not 40, 70 grams of water to thin it out a bit. Let's have a look at what's happening in there. Look at that. Doesn't it look amazing? Now, I reckon if you use the cooked egg yolks, you may find it's even thicker because they were obviously cooked. So it would have got creamier. I use the 2 eggs. So mine's actually pretty good. We will thin it a little bit though, so we will put the 70 grams of water in. We will follow the recipe a little bit. Even if I put 190 grams of oil in. Alright. A little bit more. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go on the light side because I don't want to go too runny. Okay? Let's take the measuring cup and we're done in a second. How cool is this? So, on with the lid. 5 seconds to just combine it through. And then can you believe it? That is our Caesar salad sauce. So no more buying a packet, a plastic container of Caesar salad dressing. You've made it yourself in less than a couple of minutes. Like really, if you wasn't on a Facebook Live, probably about 1.5 minutes and you're done. How cool is that? Pour half the dressing over the salad, stir and serve immediately with reserved grated Parmesan on the side. Done. Caesar salad, guys. Give it a go. I will take a photo. So I've got my Parmesan ready to go. I've got to peel my eggs. I'm going to keep my eggs as they are, but slice them into quarters. Now, my chicken. Just a little tip on chicken before we go. Let me show you this as well. Sorry, guys, all over the place. Yeah, that's runny enough for me. You could leave it thicker, but it will thicken in the fridge, okay? So as it gets cold, it's going to firm up a bit more as well. Now, just backtrack slightly. I said about steaming chicken at the same time as the eggs. Let me just come back here. Now, what I did tonight for this is I actually put my chicken thigh in the bottom of the dish, and I might need to lift this up to show you, and I actually laid baking paper in there to catch those juices. I wanted to use the same bowl because the other one was in the dishwasher, and I didn't want to have to clean it out knowing that I'm making some sort of mayonnaise-y type thing. So I put baking paper in there. I put 2 spoons underneath, which gives it the air holes, because otherwise you've blocked it all completely with the baking paper, and steamed it. And that steamed while those eggs were cooking. So remember though, when you're steaming your meat, you've got to make it small enough that it cooks in the same time, or you take the eggs out and then you finish it off. And I took, I think, an extra 5 minutes on top of the eggs to finish my chicken off. So that's how I'm going to make the chicken Caesar salad to go with it as well. So that's it from me today. Have a fantastic evening, and please let me know if I can help you with anything about your Thermomix. If you want inspiration, if you need to talk about recipes, if you want a demo, here to help you get the most out of it. And remember, as you're watching replay, please do #replay. I'd love to know that you're enjoying these videos. But otherwise, take care. Got to go see what the kids are dropping around, and I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time. Bye, guys.